Michelle and I did a lesson with a client that I would say has been a fairly difficult client. Not difficult in a they're bad people or anything like that way, right? When I specify that, I don't mean like I'm not doing any client shaming here, but they've been a little difficult just due to their circumstances and due to the dog that they have and due to their mental state being very much of they're married to this idea of what they wanted their dog to be before they got it, and their dog is so far away from what that actually is, right? Okay. So helping them overcome some of those hurdles has been difficult, right? Mm-hmm. So this client has a 11 or 12 month German Shepherd, something like that, maybe slightly older than that, but it's like just over a year if it is, right? Big ass dog, man. This is a big German Shepherd. It probably was from a great breeder. This dog acts like a German Shepherd, right? Okay. This dog, when it was like 8 months old, started developing really serious territorial issues over their house, right? And it's resulted in a couple of bites on the dog's record, right? Reached out to us for training, right? And they're doing the right thing. I mean, they're going to training, they're seeking the knowledge, stuff like that. They're like halfway through their program right now, right? And the dog has made massive strides, right? The dog is making serious headway, learning the things it needs to learn. The owners are getting better with their handling and stuff, but they're still very much married to this mindset, or I should say they were still very much married to this mindset of what they wanted their dog to be, right? Which was they have another German Shepherd, an older one, right? Who is like a cakewalk of a dog. This is such a well-tempered dog, super docile, extremely friendly. The woman does like therapy dog work with this dog. Just a phenomenal tempered dog, right? And she got this new dog to quote unquote like replace this dog when this dog died.
Gotcha.
Right?
Yeah.
So when this dog passed, this dog was going to carry the torch of being the therapy dog that she could take to schools and have children interact with them and all that kind of stuff.
Gotcha.
Right? And obviously, this dog is not ever going to do that. Right? Like, and first off, like that doesn't mean this is a bad dog necessarily. But when you're looking for therapy dog work, you're looking for service dog work, stuff like that, you need to have a bomb-proof dog. Like it's not a training thing at that point. No. It is, does the dog have the genes to do that work?
Yeah.
Right? So whatever. So past that, they're very active people. The husband like works in like construction or something like that, and like can take the dog to the job site with him. And the woman has like a Bible study group that comes over the house all the time. And just a lot of, they're very active people, right? Yeah. And their other dog can be a part of all of those things without even thinking, right? The dog can just be a part of all of those things, right? And this dog obviously could, but is going to require quite a bit more management in order to do it, right? And they were really struggling. Like I said, they're about halfway through. The training is going very, very well. The dog is improving with its behavior, but they're still very much having a hard time visualizing what success is. Because to them, success still was this dog turning into their older dog, basically.
The perfect first dog.
So whatever, they wanted us to come and like observe the dog in the house because the dog has some like serious behavioral issues there. So Michelle and I went to the house yesterday to kind of check out the situation. And I got there a little late. I got there like 15 minutes after the session started. Michelle got there at the beginning of the session. And I walked in and Michelle and them were having this really great conversation, just talking about visualizing success, talking about what was realistic expectations, what wasn't realistic expectations, what it was truly going to take from them in order to live successfully with this dog for the rest of their lives, the risks involved in it, the management that's going to be involved in it, et cetera, right? Really great conversation, right? And you could see with the owners, like they were finally starting to kind of understand, and it was like clicking. You know what I mean? You know how sometimes you could tell somebody, and it's not like Michelle never told them these things before, right? But sometimes you could tell people something a million times in a million different ways, or you could tell people things at times where they're just not quite ready to digest the information that they're being told, and it's just not going to stick, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes like you finally hit that point where you're talking to them and the circumstances are perfect. It's the right time. They're ready for the information you're giving them. You're able to present it and articulate it in maybe a slightly different way that retains better to them. And you could just see in their face that it was finally starting to click.
Yeah.
Right? From there, we talked and ran drills and talked about management techniques in the house and went over things they were going to need to do to be successful and started breaking these things down one at a time for them and just small digestible pieces, giving them little goals to work on and stuff like that. It was just a really great session, right? We were able to do a lot in the house with the dog that day. It was really cool to see the dog in its home environment, right? And whatever. So long story short, so we had our trainers night last night where we all kind of got together in the evening, got some food, trained dogs together, stuff like that. And while we were at trainers night, it was like 10 p.m. or something like that. And Michelle was like, oh my God, I just got an email from, I forgot what the dog's name is, but his owner, right? And it was just this really long, beautiful message about like, wow, like we're just so grateful that you guys came out and we really truly feel like we understand what we need to do moving forward in order to keep the dog successful. We love this dog so much. We care about him so much. And yeah, it's hard for us to accept that he's not the same dog as the other dog, but like, we really are coming to grips with it. And we're just so thankful that we have an organization like you guys that works together and collectively puts in the work and cares enough about us to help us realize those things.
Yeah.
And I'm paraphrasing, right? But generally speaking, that's the gist of the email that she sent, right? And it was just really cool. Like we read that and we're like, damn, like that. Because that was the moment we were like, they got it.
Yeah.
They finally get it. Because up until that point, we do our trainers meeting every other week, right? And this has been something, this is a dog we've talked about a couple of times in our trainers meeting. Because like Michelle's like, man, like I just feel like they're just not getting it. Something's not clicking still. You know what I mean? And we were able to kind of brainstorm and talk about things and stuff. And it really feels like we kind of got over a hump with them with that side of things,